A man sitting inside his luxury villa in Bangkok was working on his laptop when suddenly he heard a loud crash from outside. Completely unaware that his life of debauchery was about to come to an end in a few minutes, the man left his laptop there, leaving it open. A girl ran outside to say that the 7 countries' police had been waiting for this day for the last many years. It was the morning of 5th July 2017 in Bangkok, and the person we are talking about is not an ordinary person. A multi-millionaire used to live the life of a king. During the day, he would drive a Porsche, and in the evening, he would drive a BMW, and at night, he would drive a Lamborghini. Software developer in the eyes of the world, while it was originally known as the king of the dark web, he kept his identity hidden for years. One small mistake cost him everything: properties, money, wealth, cars, and even his life. But what was that small mistake, and how did the police of 7 countries found the world's most wanted dark web king with welcome once again in the videos of informative World Watch TV's videos? This was in 2010 when the dark web was slowly rising. Dark web is the second trend of the internet world where every type illegal work is done here. From drugs and weapons to giving contracts for target killing, all the black business takes place here. Such work is done here, which is very difficult for us to believe even after listening to it. All such work takes place on the dark web. There is a special reason behind this. People doing illegal work all over the world want to hide their identity so that they cannot be caught by the police and law enforcement agencies. And this issue of theirs seemed to be solved forever on the dark web. Like for browsing on normal internet, we use Google Chrome. That's why to browsing a dark website web pages use special browser, which save the user's identity with a lot of servers. One of these browsers' name is Tor Browser. 2010. But after this, with the advent of cryptocurrencies, the issue of transferring payment for illegal trades was also solved, because it is impossible for the authorities to track cryptocurrency. All the issues of illegal trades in the dark web had been solved. The identity of the contractors was also safe, and transferring the payment had also become quite safe. Now only one thing was needed, and that was a good and reputed platform or dark website. First of all, Silk, a dark website named Road, was created, which got a lot of success in this dark world of internet. It was started in February 2011, and as soon as it was launched, more than 1 lakh customers started using it. But after 2.5 years, the owner of Silk Road was caught and tuned. This website was closed, but because there was a lot of demand for this business, within a few days, many new dark websites were launched, which included websites named Silk Road 2.0 and Evolution. Bitcoins were given to the platform, and after purchasing, these Bitcoins were given to the seller after deducting the platform's commission. Now, because there is a lot of black business happening here, often the website operators used to take all the money from the customers and run away from the website, which is also called exit scams. Similarly, no one knew them, and then due to the dark web, tracing them was an impossible task. Hence, in case of exit scams, drug dealers would simply shift to other platforms. In the initial years of the dark web, a lot of scams were happening here. Exit scams, platform owners getting caught, and hacking were very common. There was a need for a reputed and trusted platform, and this was the time when in 2014, a dark website named Alpha Bay was launched on the dark web. No one knew the name of the person who launched it. Neither was it its location. It used to sell its identity under the name of Alpha 02. But later the sale and purchase of other products also started here, like money learning and drugs were some of the things which were not allowed to be traded on Alpha Bay, like child abuse and stolen Russian bank accounts. Why was Abudos on the details of the stolen Russian bank account? Perhaps Alpha 02 did not want to mess with the Russian law enforcement agency, or he wanted to show the US law enforcement agencies that he was running this off course from Russia. There is no hold of US. In the very first year, AlphaBay started establishing its foothold on the dark web. In a single year, 2 lakh customers and more than 40,000 sellers started doing their black business peacefully. By 2017, more than 3 lakh people are on AlphaBay. The items were listed and sales of around $100,000 started happening every day. Alpha 2, which no one knew about, started earning $100,000 a month from these sales, and within no time, Alphabet Dark became the sole king of the dark web, and it had become the largest marketplace on the web, which had created its own trust level between dealers and customers. Amidst all this, law enforcement agencies from all over the world trying to find out the real identity of Alpha 02. But till now, the American investigators have failed. 620 wanted to know the server location of AlphaBay so that the platform could be shut down by raiding the data center, and perhaps there would be a chance of reaching Alpha 02. Normally, knowing the server location of any website, i.e., where the website is hosted, is so important. It is not difficult, but dark website because it can be accessed only through Tor browser, which hides the location of the real website behind random servers around the world. This was the reason why it was impossible for American investigators to reach AlphaBay, hence AlphaBay. But they started buying drugs by becoming normal users, in the hope that if the drug dealer ever commits a mistake, we can reach him. But this will only catch the drug dealer. Whereas the authorities were looking for the mastermind of AlphaBay, Alpha 02, who was very careful in this matter. He was doing this. He knew all the skills to survive in this dark world. In the last many years, he did not make even the slightest mistake which could give any hint to the authority. But then, in 2017, the authorities got a clue to reach Alpha 02. DA, that is Robert Miller, an officer of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, was sitting in front of the computer in search of Alpha 02 when suddenly he received an email. Something was written in this email about Alpha 02, and the sender of the email was some unknown person. Now this is it. You all must be aware that normally whenever you register on any website, a welcome email comes. A similar welcome email was received by this person from AlphaBay when this platform was newly launched in 2014. And this welcome email, the email address from which the email came, was this address. Although this mistake was later fixed, but the person who gave the tip had saved this real email address, which he shared over email with DA Officer Robert Miller, who would come. Whether he was a competitor of AlphaBay, a customer, or a drug dealer, it did not matter, because now the DA got the first and most important information about Alpha 02, which was a huge success for him. Many social media platforms were signed up using Sky.com, French social media platform on which Alex was signed up using the same email address. And the investigation team also found Alex's photos from 2008 and 2009. Found it, which probably belonged to Alpha 02. There was also a dating profile linked to this email address, in which Alex had also written the name of his hometown, Trois-Rivières, which is a city in Canada. According to this profile of 2008, at that time he was 17. He was years old, and perhaps 90 is his year of birth in the email address. Using the same email, in 2008, he had also posted on a French technology forum in which his username was Alpha 02, while his real name was written at the end of the post. Alexandre Cazes. Authorities had the real name of Alpha 02, but where is it? On LinkedIn's profile, Alexander had shown himself as a software designer, while the biggest clue about his current location found from Facebook. Authorities found the Thailand girl profile on Facebook. The girl who was Alexander's fiancée. Maybe Alexander's lived in Thailand. Because of this tip, the American police arrived in Thailand, and together with the Thailand authorities, it has been found that Alexander has built many properties in Bangkok. He had a villa where he lived with his Thai wife, another $3 million mansion outside Bangkok, where he indulged in debauchery, a holiday home in Phuket, and a villa he was going to buy in Cyprus. Agents kept an eye on all his movements. He used to roam around Bangkok completely unaware that the agents of Thailand, America, and Canada following him. In his daily life, the king of the dark web was a normal person. He used to wake up early in the morning and stay at home almost the whole day. Amidst all this, the authorities started planning to arrest him. But the issue was that if he was arrested like this, it would not be possible to prove in the court that this person is the owner of Alpha Bay. That is why the investigation team wanted that telling. He was caught red-handed while he was working on his laptop. Alpha Bay was undoubtedly the biggest marketplace of the dark web, but it also had its competitors. In Europe, a dark website by the name of Hansa was famous, which had troubled the European authorities. At the time when the Americans were planning to arrest Alexander, the owner of Alpha Bay, the same time, the European investigators got a huge success. They found out the server location of Hansa Market. Perhaps with the help of some masks, they shut down the servers of Hansa Market. They did not want to do this because it would be of no use. But Hansa Market would be rerun on new servers. They secretly copied the data of its servers, and after reading the admin's chat, they managed to find out that Hansa Market is owned by Germany. European authorities, along with the German Federal Criminal Police, started efforts to find the owner of Hansa Market. Meanwhile, America's FBI told the European authorities they're going to arrest Alpha 02 and close down Alpha Bay. American European repeal it. And the agencies of a total of 7 countries, including the German authorities, wanted to give a new color to this operation, which was named Operation Bayonet. According to the plan, the European authorities asked the FBI not to arrest Alpha 02 until we reach Europe. It was a very smart decision of the agencies not to gain control over the violence market. Normally what happens on the dark web is that when one website is closed, the dealers and customers simply shift to another website. Hansa Market was the second big dark website. That is why when Alpha Bay will be closed, all the dealers will shift to Hansa Market, which will already be under the control of European authorities. This will enable thousands of new dealers to be caught. Operation Bayonet was a kind of honey trap. In the midst of all this, Alexandre Cazes was caught for something. He was not aware of this. He was busy in his debauchery in Bangkok. On June 22, 2017, the first part of the mission was successful. At the same time, European authorities raided the data center of Hansa Market in the Netherlands, and at the same time, German authorities raided the German city of Siegen, and their owner was also arrested in Cologne, but this news was not made public. Hansa Market was now under the control of European authorities, and no one on the dark web was aware of this. On the other hand, the second part of the mission in Bangkok, i.e. Alexandre Cazes, was arrested. Preparations started to DA, FBI, and Thai authorities wanted to catch Alexander red-handed when his laptop and his mobile were open. For this purpose, he made one of his female agents sit in the Toyota Canberra, gave him a task to go and have an accident with his villa gate. This will cause the Alpha 02 come inside out, leaving everything open. Fortunately, that's happened, as planned. For this purpose, on the morning of 5th July 2017, when the Toyota Canberra crashed into the gate of the Alpha 02, he left the laptop open and went out with the unlocked mobile in his hand. At the same time, several officers caught him and went in and took control of his laptop, in which Alpha Bay control panel was open. Alexandre Cazes was caught red-handed. The authorities searched the laptop. After all his passwords were copied, his cars, properties, and cryptocurrencies worth millions of dollars were confiscated. But this Alexander was about to die before appearing in the court. Only a week had passed since Alexander was arrested that he himself committed suicide in custody. He took his life by hanging himself from the fan. Just one small mistake took away everything of the king of dark web, even his life. On the other hand, after the closure of Alpha Bay, as was planned, all the dealers and customers turned to Hansa Market, which, that itself was captured by the European authority. Thousands of new dealers were also caught, and a week later, Hansa Market was also closed forever. On the same day, the U.S. Justice Department held an official press conference about this operation, and two of the dark web battled. It is expected that the news of closure of big platforms will be shared by the media. You will also like and share this video of informative World Watch TV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.